Barakatah Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rahak Double honors to the apostles and elders in Great Millstone who rule well, teach well with sincerity, honesty, and integrity. Brothers who's laboring is truth. Salutations to you, brothers. You brothers and very few sisters believe in this truth wholeheartedly, sincerely. Shalom to the hopeful elect. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahshai. Pray this lesson is edifying. All right, what led me to do this lesson is, ultimately the spirit. But today I can't. We went over some of these things and some of the precepts I was, thinking of and meditating on, and just what's going on in what's going on in Israel right now. You're seeing that the topic of discussion is the MOTB, which is all through the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. It's a reason why we're talking about this, because this is where we're at in times right now. That thing is the MOTB, which is the RFID microchip, is going to come into fruition. All right, and the Lord is doing a heavy sifting, and we're getting closer to the Pesach. So these are the times where things is happening, things is moving. There's a lot of moving parts, and we're seeing it happen right before our eyes. And the water Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man, we have the eye salve to see, what is the MOTB, and we're not ignorant of Satan devices, man, and we're seeing a lot of how you want to look at it, we're seeing a lot of false doctrines out there, man. Whether it's just they've been blinded, Lord haven't given them the eye salve, or they've been bought out, or whatever is they're coming, whatever way they're coming is that the Lord put them in that delusion. All right, but we're gonna go to 1 Peter 2:1. Wherefore, laying aside all malice and all guile and hypocrisy, and hypocrisies and envies and all evil speakings. All right, so you gotta lay this. When you come to the Lord with sincere and truth, you're gonna do those things, man. All right, and you're gonna whether you came in as a Christian or you came in and you starting to come across and you're learning this thing, and you see things that may not make sense through the spirit, or it is not resonating with you spiritually, then you're gonna do those things. You're gonna lay aside all malice and that guile and hypocrisies and envies and evil speakings, right? And you're gonna be reborn again, because look at the scripture says, as newborn babes desire the sincere milk of the word. So Salaki, let me just stay right there. Desire the sincere milk of the word, that ye may grow thereby, if so be ye have tasted that the Lord is gracious. All right, so you got to desire that sincere milk. You got to come in as a newborn babe. All right, and that's the beginning. You got to start all over from scratch and start off as a newborn babe. That's why it says here, and in Isaiah 28, and I'm gonna start straight to the point. I'm gonna go to 9, Isaiah 28 and 9. Isaiah 28 and 9. Whom shall he teach knowledge, and whom shall he make to understand doctrine? All right, them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast. All right, so as that newborn baby, you're going to be drinking that sincere milk, man, to understand doctrine, man. You're going to understand, you got to start from scratch, and you're going to learn the things that you learn from your spiritual parents, man, your spiritual teachers, your teachers that has that if you truly believe they're the men of the Lord, they're giving you something that's coming straight from the Lord, man. All right, so it says them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast, for precept must be upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line, here a little and there a little. All right, so, and it says this, you know, right here when you go to Proverbs, right, when you go to Proverbs 4 and 7, wisdom is the principal thing, therefore get wisdom, okay, and with all thy getting, get understanding. So every time you're sucking from that milk and you're learning these scriptures as a newborn babe, you're increasing in knowledge, and you're increasing in wisdom, and you're increasing in understanding, man. You know, and that's why for those who's coming in and to go against the men of the Lord, the men that taught you, man, that's not a sincere thing, man. There's no integrity in that, man. And that just shows that a lot of these men you see nowadays is walking in great pride, man. And we know miseries comes to those who walk in great pride. All right, so and pride goeth before destruction, right? And a haughty spirit before a fall. So you're seeing these men being given over to that delusion, man. The deceived and the deceiver is his. The deceiver and the deceived is his, right? It's the Lord's, right? So it's the Lord who's putting this veil over their eyes, or putting that spirit on them, whether if they see it or not, that they're coming out and saying the MOTB is something else, man. All right? And saying and trying to come up with their own doctrine. That doesn't make sense. There's no sense in what they're saying when they say the MOTB is sin, man. If once you take it, that is a sin. But the MOTB, the mark period, is not sin. All right? You know? And that just shows you that these men are just coming up just and they're gonna throw up off their own vomit, man. Bottom line. All right? So I'll end it with here. I'll end it with this precept right here. First, let's see. Nope. Second Timothy. Yes, 3. 2 Timothy 3:13. But evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse, deceiving, you see, and being deceived. Right? That's what they're doing, man. They're waxing worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived. Right? And that from a child that has known the Holy Scriptures, right? Because now you as that newborn babe, right? The Lord and started supping with you and gave you teachers. Now you're able to draw milk wean from that. You're getting that sincere milk from the breast, right? And you're growing in this thing, right? The right way, coming up the right way, right? And that from a child that has known the Holy Scriptures, which are able to make thee wise unto salvation, right? And it's able to give you that wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, to be stable in those times, right? Isaiah 33:6, right? So you could be because taking that MOTB is going to lead into destruction, man. It says it in Revelations 14:9. All right, 14:9 and 10. Yep. All right. So back to that, and that from a child that has known the Holy Scriptures, which are able to make thee wise unto salvation through faith which is in Yahweh Shah Hamashiach. All right, and it's lucky I skipped the verse. I know I skipped the verse. 2 Timothy 2:3. I'm gonna go to 14. But continue thou in the things which thou hast learned. You see, so we got to continue in the things has learned. We have to grow from these things, right? And has been assured of, and knowing of whom they has learned them, right? From your teachers, from your spiritual parents, all right? And that from a child that has known the Holy Scriptures, because you're going to grow in this thing, because you're continuing the things that thou has learned, all right? Which are able to make thee wise unto salvation through faith, which is in Yahweh Shah HaMashiach. All right, so that's the right way to come up. You start off as a newborn babe, you're growing, you're drinking the milk, then you get to the meat and the potatoes of the scriptures, man. And you're learning, and then you're teaching, and it's a constant doing that over and over again. It's because this is living waters, man. So that's why it says, out of thy belly shall flow living waters. So this is something that you're always learning, man. So especially as a newborn babe coming up, and then as a baby you think you have it because you want to be somebody special in this truth. And it's just that's something you see a lot of men go into, man. They want to have these, like, they want to have something that they want to have something that nobody thought of. Like, yeah, I got this that nobody thought of. And it's fine to have that, go through the scriptures and have the, build that connection with the scriptures and the Lord. And see, right now we're in a time, man, where the Lord is drawing back his hand, man. We still in that grace period, but he's drawing back his hand to come up with a whole new doctrine. And this time is just retarded, man. It's not, you're not measuring the time diligently, man. This is not that time. Because then it's just gonna, I mean, come on. Then that gospel has to be preached. Your doctrine, your gospel has to be preached throughout the whole world. And everybody got to hear it. But see, this gospel's being preached. That's why the topic of discussion is the MOTB right now. Because there's going to be no excuse when that time come, when they start, when they cause he, whether small or great, free or bond, to receive that mark, that MOTB, man. So we're in times right now, man. We've never seen it, and it's getting closer and closer to the end, man. And for you sincere men and ones coming up and learning, like brothers such as myself, we just gotta pray that the Lord stay with us and keep the spirit on us, man. That's it, because we don't control anything, man. The Lord can do what he want, man. He can give you over to a reprobate mind. And that's why the first thing is fearing the Lord. That's the principal thing. All right? And there's a way you do things, man. It's a way how you go about things, man. And we just pray, Lord willing, that we're able to continue in the things that we have learned, man, and continue it, grow in this thing, learn and do the things that's pleasing unto the Lord in sincerity, truth, and honesty, man, because that's what it's all about, being integral. All right, the Lord is looking for true men that's gonna be humble, man, and we pray that we can stay and be part of that number that the Lord is gonna be deliver up, man, because we're in the good times right now, man. So pray this lesson was edifying. Shalom to the whole full elect.